Hello, fellow magicians, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I want to talk about toxic femininity. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you the story. Life is a battle, and spirituality is the toolkit you need to survive it. Through my own personal experience, I will show you how to live spirituality on a daily basis. This is also the journal of the Averamento Sustainable Community, an experiment on human evolution, seeking to create a different type of human society based on sacred principles. Hello, fellow magicians, and welcome back to the channel. So this is my third episode or third video on this series that I'm calling The Battle of the Sexes. And in this episode, I want to talk about toxic femininity and toxic feminism, because there is such thing as toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. And so in the last video, I spoke about toxic masculinity, and now is the turn for toxic femininity and feminism. So same as toxic masculinity, toxic femininity also expresses in certain behaviors that are very typical of toxic femininity. And these behaviors include acting childish, being submissive and very unassertive, being unable to make decisions, being hyper emotional, being a person that can't be independent, always being needy, and always, needing companionship, being very manipulative, especially manipulative emotionally. Manipulation is a power game that women play to gain control over the relationship. Men have the physical strength, but we have the emotional strength. So manipulation is the way we express that power. And also being vengeful and being, bitter, and cutting off men from intimacy and from emotional intimacy. Well, okay, first of all, and toxic feminism is also something that is important to address. All right, so toxic feminism, what it means. I mean, feminism, of course, is the movement that, was, when was this movement? I think it was the late 1800s, beginning of the 1900s, when women started, asking for voting rights and whatnot. And I think that the movement, of course, it was necessary because of the oppression that we as women have been suffering for thousands of years, not even hundreds, but thousands of years. I would say probably as long as 6,000 years, so all the known history. The problem with feminism, and how I think that feminism can become toxic, is when the goal of feminism is to masculinize women. And what I mean by that is, for example, to look for the same qualities as men, right? For examples of that would be have indiscriminate sex, which is toxic for both genders. It doesn't matter what people say or how advanced or retrograde you think, if you think differently. To drink and party as a sign of freedom, and even at the same level of guys. To become part of the working force in detriment of the family, because that put actually more work on us. And all of that was done without actually embracing the intrinsic and unique values of womanhood, which is the capacity and responsibility of giving life, of bearing children, which is unique to women, There are good things about the feminist movement, I would say, and those are that, the toxic femininity, those behaviors that I spoke at the beginning of the video, are not imposed anymore by society, at least. So society is not actually actively imposing toxic femininity on women, whereas for guys, society right now is crazy with that. It still imposes toxic masculinity on them. Another good thing about feminism and the feminist movement is that nowadays we don't have to prove anymore that we are women, right? Because we don't have to wear makeup or wear high heels or a skirt or anything like that to prove, quote unquote, prove that we are women. We are women because we were born with the X chromosome, or we are female because we were born with the X chromosome, at least biologically. Uh, Another important thing is that we can explore our masculinity, and I will talk about this on a later topic about the sacred masculine and sacred feminine. The negative side of feminism, I think, is that we as women have also been rejecting another quality that we have, that is being sensitive and being emotional, because of course which female hasn't heard this phrase of, oh, you're PMSing, are you PMSing, that's why you're so sensitive, or you're very sensitive maybe because you're going through menopause. These stupid sayings. I hope that women are not hearing these as often as we used to. But it was kind of like emotionality was perceived as being negative. Again, this is the suppression of the feminine, both in men and women. And I'm gonna put examples here of expressions, current expressions of toxic femininity that I consider toxic femininity, so that you see what I mean by the qualities of toxic femininity. All right, so here's a video of what I consider toxic femininity. I'm not going to use the original voice of this video because I consider it very derogatory against women. Because I've never encountered any woman throughout my life that speaks like this, Hi, I am so cute. There's no way, I've never seen a woman talking like that. So this is the cartoon of what a real woman would be. And throughout the video, this person is talking, or this guy pretending to be a woman is talking about going shopping, the outfit that he's going to wear, describing the outfit and acting silly about a bag, going shopping for Barbies. So see this quality of being very childish and childlike, and acting like that. And on one of the frames here, she says that she is acting in some kind of role, that he is acting in some kind of role, and the role is not even the wanting to become the president of the United States, which would be interesting, but no. Here the role is to play the trophy wife of a politician, of a powerful politician. And so all of these things are the stereotypes that society has about womanhood, or that used to have about womanhood, and now is being adopted by the T movement. I'm not going to use the entire word here. And I'm not going to even mention the name of this guy, but of course I'm going to put it on the hashtag if you want to, or the description of the video if you want to go and find out who he is. But these videos are just a series of an entire year of him pretending of going through a transformation to become a woman. And this is extremely derogatory for women around the world, I would say, because no woman acts like this and so silly and childish when you encounter a bug, or you're going to be on nature. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen any human being acting like this. And the problem that I see with all of this, both toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, is again, that first of all, we are not relating to each other any longer. Like people are more unwilling to get involved and to marry and to commit and whatnot to each other. Like look at the example of China and the rest of the statistics. And please go and check this video of this guy that is talking about this. And he actually also goes into toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. I'm not sure if he calls it like that. But the problem that I see right now is that these friction that always has been there between genders and between sexes is actually being taken to the next level, which I think is very dangerous. And I see that, you know, a consequence of that is the toxicity between men and women, and toxic masculinity and toxic femininity is being actually inherited by the trans movement. Because of this friction that we're having between genders and between sexes, we are putting society under a ticking bomb, and I think is extremely dangerous. But if you want to hear about the consequences of both toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, stay tuned for my next video. For now, I thank you for staying with me, and I'll see you on the next one. I also want to make a request that you please subscribe to this channel and give it a like and share it with your friends, because that will help me grow and keep doing videos that are spiritual and that are meant to help other people. As usual, I'm looking for members to the community that I'm creating. If you're interested, I'm gonna leave the link to the community down in the description of this video. And as always, if you want me to expand on any of the topics that I touch here, please write a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next chapter.